Ooh, boy. Ooh, yeah. This is foul.
Warning, this episode may have some graphic content that some viewers and listeners may not find suitable.
Well, then let us just get into the nitty-gritty of it,
They let Nitty in. They don't be letting his ass in half of the time, or 90% of the time. Let's see what happens. You got the floor. Yeah, Nitty's coming in.
He's coming in, and oh, so am I. I see you, Red Man.
Hey, look, I had to put this hat on for this call. I had to come on like this. I said, we pimping today. We talking about pimping.
Pimping ain't easy, baby. Pimping ain't easy.
Yes, you're right. It is not easy. All eyes on you, gentlemen.
Had to come on dancing. Come on. hey, I had to come and say because they was killing. Sherry was like, don't blame it on Nitty. She's like, you can't blame it. Look, but no, listen, y'all. It's that men and women, we are equal to a point.
Equal to a point? No. In my humble opinion, no. Equal. Period. Nothing else need follow. It's literally that easy.
Well, by definition, equal is equal, isn't it? Like, because if it's to a point, it's not equal.
Oh, look, another human being. My equal. The end. But, do delight me on your wisdom, oh pimpin' one.
Real quick, like when you go to the grocery store and there's a sale, right? They got a sale on like 20, 30 items. That means the price went up on other items. So it balances it out. So it's equal, but not on the same scale. You get what I'm saying? So you can't be equal with a man sexually, like in that world. So
okay, so
The somebody say queso.
God damn you and your puns!
Fall over in chair.
I just got back. You're already trying to abuse me and run me away?
I don't abuse you. You abuse me with this terrible content.
Punishment.
Well, it's not my fault. He's the one who jumped out and started dancing. I'm just trying to interpret what it all means.
I think what makes me the maddest is that in current year we still haven't moved away from the idea that sex is something that is given to you, that a man gets sex from a woman if we're keeping this completely heterocentric. The thing is, sex is something at least two people have together. This is the thing that you are both equally participating in. Otherwise, no, you kind of doing it wrong.
Yeah. And then it's another one of those places where we could get dragged down a whole road about equity. But yeah, even though we may respond to it in different ways and we may have different approaches, at the end of the day, you've got just as much on your side as he's got on his side. You just got different stuff.
I don't know, man. I just think a waltz is a lot more fun when both participants know that's what the plan is. Rather than you going in with some premeditated shit. You going in wanting to cha-cha slide, and for all you know, she might want to do a line dance. You can't just enforce your maneuvers. But let's hear what the Red Man has to say. I want to give him a shot here.
let me tell you why. Let me tell y'all why. You can have your own opinion.
Oh, very well. That's fair. And you're allowed to have that. You're allowed to have your opinion. I'm allowed to have mine. Glad we agree.
But let me give it to you. Your brain is full-grown sperm. Look it up. That's science. Your brain is full-grown sperm. So that means all of us is walking around with full-grown sperm in our skull.
That doesn't sound like a thing a person with a brain should be saying. Wait a minute.
No, Quartermaster.
Yeah, keep it about.
He clearly misspoke. She's allowed to have her outburst about it. This is her opinion on what was said. This is not a judgment of his character.
But we can't just leave them hanging without giving them what the correct information is.
That's very true. Now, he says the brain is full-grown sperm. Okay? Now, there was a belief of that back in the Renaissance period. When Leonardo da Vinci was poking at fresh cadavers behind the Vatican's back, it was concluded that because semen was very similar in viscosity to brain fluid and spinal fluid, that must be the places that it originated from. So you wouldn't be wrong if this were the Renaissance. But this is 2020, where that is just factually inaccurate, sir. Nothing against you. That's just not an educated opinion.
You know? So that's why it says, I'd rather you nut in a hussy, a harlot, in the belly of a whore, than on a sheet, on a cloth, on your hand.
Oh, okay. So, an Old Testament follower. Alright. More conservative views. Okay, that makes sense. I don't know why you would come on and first address yourself as a pimp if you're going to go straight into using, Old Testament rhetoric to make your point. That seems a bit contradictory, but...
Actually, a lot of pimps use Bible verses.
I don't see where that makes it less contradictory.
Hey, nobody said it was right. I'm just saying it's pimping.
Hey, all he's doing is
awful.
All he's doing is seeing that my movements here aren't off target. At least not yet.
Because that's life. That sperm is carrying DNA from millions of years ago. It's a program. That sperm is a program. So men, we are not supposed to waste our sperm on our hand, on a cloth. Okay?
True indeed.
You're supposed to go nut in a woman, and women, he's supposed to nut in you.
I don't understand why he's like almost egging him on in this weird agreement. Probably because he's looking it up to see if it's where it might have originated from. Like, I've seen a few old Hotep memes where it was a semen next to a brain stem, and it's like, do you not see the similarities? And I'm like, that was a case of a meme being propagated as information. So I'm actually kind of feeling bad that maybe his sensors are off or something, but that you shouldn't be quoting that like it's a scientific fact, bud. That's a oof. Okay. Oof. All right.
You're supposed to nut in you, because our purpose here is to duplicate ourselves. We're supposed to duplicate ourselves and get better and find ourselves to the light. Plants grow to the light. The force, God, is the light. So as we duplicate ourselves, we're going to the light, because each life, because
I got a feeling it's gonna get rough from here.
What?
We've got Jediism so far. We've got Old and New Testament belief, mild Hotep influences. I'm at 4. I just need a couple more, and I might get a religious zealot bingo.
Chris, ain't you supposed to be helping us make this make sense?
No, you doing your job. I got you.
What line of logic is being pursued here?
You gotta hit a whole thought too, because it's a whole there's still more to that particular
Come on, Quartermaster.
statement. So
I need to get some bingo.
What brand of reincarnation is that? I don't remember that one. What?
That's actually several different reincarnation beliefs amalgamated together. Hinduism, Taoism, take your pick, really. Buddhism.
Are we at bingo yet?
Oh, almost.
Or did we hit phase 10?
Come on.
You know we keep returning your souls forever, but each life you're getting closer to the source.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Bingo! Yes!
you might not find it this lifetime, but you might find it another lifetime. All right, that's how you get. That's how you run around people and you feel familiar with them. You know, that your wife might have been your dad in your last time. You know what I'm saying? Or it might have been your sister. You don't know who it is.
Wasn't the Oedipus?
Oedipus Rex. Look that up. Just look that up.
The sperm is full grown. The brain is full grown sperm. And women, you are, like Mook said, you're not supposed to go out there and flirt. Let me tell you why. Because
So that was a discrepancy that should have been stopped right there, because Mook did not say don't go out and flirt. He said just look at your intentions when you're doing it.
I caught that.
Yeah.
I liked that. I
Yeah.
liked his answers. They were pretty fair. Like I said, they included boundaries. There was a bit where you could expound on communication. I wasn't tearing none of that up. This, I can't with this. What is this?
Yeah, so right there, that's when something could have happened to kind of get us on track right there, because no, he didn't say that.
I'd hate to think that it's just all zeal with Red here. Maybe there's a deeper meaning to it.
right, we are supposed to be masculine. And our woman, right, the one, once we decide that you're our woman, you're the one that we're going to settle with, because a man by nature and women is promiscuous by nature.
That's really weird that you just assume, because that almost feels like projection to me.
Yeah, like I usually just go through the entire show just like, okay, well that's that person's experience and everything else, and then don't take it beyond that. When it's my turn to talk, I let them know what my experience is and just leave it at that.
Well, yeah, but just to be fair.
Meanwhile, stuff is happening in the comments, y'all, so keep that in mind. Contextually, stuff is happening in the comments as these clips are happening.
To be completely transparent with y'all, your captain was listening to this show live, as he often does. Want to support Seawind in all of his endeavors, you know. He's a dear friend of mine, my best friend. So, of course, I'm gonna be there for him to support him. But oh man, when I started hearing this rooster here just start crowing on and on with this rhetoric, I couldn't help myself. And I have to apologize to my crewmen and to no one else. I overstepped a boundary. I called this man a clown. I directly said that he was, in fact, a clown. Now, did I mean for that to strike him in the way that you will see it struck him? Of course not. But you must admit, he has been peacocking around here. The bravado, the zeal, the confidence in which he's presenting his arguments here. And he did say this is his opinion. Mook referenced earlier, hey, don't throw spears at me. Very well. He is putting on a fair bit of a show, and he has conviction in what he's saying. Bit of a clown, though.
And you are of the mind that because of that confidence, that, you know, it'd be taken with a grain of
I
salt.
would think if you were able to come on here and say that you're a pimp, agree that women that flirt are hoes, and then have the bravado to explain it via a grocery store analogy, I figured maybe, just maybe, that little red pimpin' hood here might have had a bit thicker skin than he did, and I apologize that I made that assumption.
That's fair. That's fair. Because that's just the groundwork for everything that's about to happen. Because when it hits the fan, oh man,
That's by nature. That's by nature. We're monogamous by choice. So by being monogamous by choice, okay, dealing with the man, women, you let another man into the kingdom.
Huh?
It is. It's his choice that he believes his brain is full-grown sperm, but I mean, I get where you have to rein it in to get a hold of your own impulse control, but you know, that instant, unga bunga, yeah, sure, but what? The rest of this, what?
But again, that's assuming that every interaction between a man and a woman consists of that moment of unga bunga.
I mean, we've kind of gotten to the point where this guy definitely thinks that.
societal context wise, once we get of a certain age, we understand certain things. When you get cold, you're gonna get goosebumps, and then sometimes you're gonna have a boner in class that you can't control when you're in high school. We get it. That's when we work out those kinks. And so even if those urges, for some people those urges are stronger, for some people it's not. But at least we're able to recognize, okay, that's there. I don't have to give in to it.
But that doesn't mean everyone walking around this earth is naturally promiscuous and plotting to fuck everything that moves.
Common bisexual misconception.
And I think that happens to gay people too. They just assume that just want to be with any guy.
You have to put it that way. When you playing and you entertaining, you're allowing another man in the kingdom. That's war. Women, all wars up until probably recently was based off of y'all.
Oh, hold up, stop. Chris, ain't you married?
Yep.
Huh. You only with one woman by choice?
Yeah.
You just choose to only be with one person?
And not just for the sake of being with one person, with that specific person.
So you're not monogamous because you're just making the conscientious decision to be monogamous. You're monogamous because, would you say it's in your nature to do so? That is what is comfortable to you?
I don't know, because it took a lot of trial and error to get to that point where I'm like, okay, well, this is the person that works best with me, so I don't know. It's just like once you fit in a real comfy groove, when it's a fit, I mean, you don't fuck it up. Yeah.
But it's not like you're fighting this natural urge to do otherwise.
No, not with practice. We dated for a good while, and with the matter of fact, this is something I don't think a lot of people consider. But if you decide that you really care about somebody, you want to be with somebody, it may not be a situation right then where you can just fall into that role right now. But if you're both able to acknowledge that, then you can do the work you need in order to get to that place. So yeah, there had to be some work done over the years up to that point or whatever. But then finally it came to this point like, yeah, I've kind of done and seen everything I want to see out there. So there's nothing else out there for me. So this is where I want to be from now on.
Chi, would you mind if I ask you a question on your settings in such things?
Factory settings,
Like, for example, monogamy is working for Chris. How would that be for you?
it's not quite my bag. not traditional monogamy anyway. As a non-heterocentric person.
I think what you would want to do would make absolutely no sense to this gentleman.
No, not quite.
Would you be willing to share your ideal dynamic?
Well, the short of that question, because it is a bit more complex, like Chris's answers. I'm my main priority in a relationship. Like, I'm in a relationship with me first. And if I were to be monogamous, that means I'm not dating anybody else.
There you have it.
Well, I guess they would be looping you in that group of quote-unquote hoes then.
Mama, we've been over that one. I'm not to be lumped in groups with people. I'm a me.
So you see why I had to say something here.
The soonest that anyone else can get it, I'm no longer a king, and she is no longer respected. Like, you're trash now because you took the king title away from me.
Incorrect, especially not amongst Afrocentric civilizations. Warring over women was never a thing that we did. That is a very Eurocentric mindset. And before you say Cleopatra, gee, what's one of your favorite facts about her?
That woman was Greek.
Say that shit again for the people upset about Gal Gadot.
Cleopatra was a Grecian woman. Nefertiti was black.
So, yeah, it's your opinion that all wars were fought over women, but that's quite literally white people shit. That's quite literally white Eurocentric fighting over women that are tied to property kind of thinking. That's quite literally the 1800s period of finding you a white woman who came with slaves because she's, as you put it, more valuable in the store now.
Or like when they killed the Vikings because their women thought they smelled nice and looked clean.
And then said that they were raiders and savages, but I'm sure you probably still believe that. Because that's the information that you heard when you were coming up.
Because history's written by the people who won.
Well, speaking of which, actually, you hit on something important. Let's make the distinction between opinion and understanding. So your opinion is what you think because that's what you think. Your understanding is based on the knowledge that you've read or obtained or whatever. This is how you're presenting it. So that way people know it's not just you saying it because that I'm right, you wrong. Is you saying, okay, well, this is the information that I'm operating on. So if you have different information, then that's the opportunity to present that such that it could shift that understanding.
But again, this is just me taking in what he's saying from my full understanding. You know, I was sitting there eating my Jimmy Dean meat lovers breakfast bowl. With my Frank's Red Hot on there because I put that shit on everything. And, you know, Cap was just supporting his boy, right? So, you know, I'm a few bites in and patting my dog on the head and listening before we got to start our class. And then he's just saying what he's saying. And much like I've seen other people interact on the show, I was interacting as well. Once again, I already apologized for the way that he took what I said, but regardless, don't think I was just sitting here dumbfounded and mesmerized. I was trying to understand, but I really wanted him to understand that what he was calling science and fact was in fact nothing more than his opinions and his perception of things. It's almost like he kind of sought out things utilizing confirmation bias, and as soon as he found answers that confirmed what he was seeking, that was the only information he took from it, and that's where he stopped doing research in that facet.
As it occurred to you. Mm-hmm.
As I said, from my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
From how I'm encountering this, and how I've encountered other people that have presented this sort of stance in the past.
Mm-hmm.
It's just from my experience, much like he's sharing as well.
Why should I respect you? We got to look at both sides. So we are equal, man and woman. It's a balance, but we can't do the same things. If y'all get, we're not doing the same things, but there is a balance, and you have to find the balance.
We're equals to an extent? No. In certain ways, no. No. That is a person, and that person is free to be whatever person they want to be, and your opinion of them should not have any weight or effect on that. It doesn't matter what out of the 7 different religions you referenced to justify your misogyny you want to lean on here. You're using them to pass judgments on how others should interact with you. Come on, Red. You seem a bit weighed down with this old world Stone Age thinking.
Okay?
True indeed.
You are responsible for upholding that.
Whoa. You're responsible for you. She's not responsible for you. She's not responsible for how you interact or how you react. You are responsible for you. Sir, you are a grown man that is more than a decade my senior. I shouldn't have to say that. Just as I am responsible for the words that come out of my mouth, so too are you.
Because I want every man in the world to want my woman. Because the fact that she's not going to give it to you makes me a king. You can flirt all you want. She can dress how she want to dress. But the fact that you can't get it is what makes me a king. The soonest that anyone else can get it, I'm no longer a king. And she is no longer respected. Like, you're trash now. Because you took the king title.
Okay, just to give some context around the word king, and this is something that comes up a lot. We don't have, I'm talking about us. We don't have this Eurocentric notion of a king ruling over people, people being beneath them. If you go to Supreme Alphabet, what we're talking about when we say ruler, we're talking like a literal ruler, like a measurement tool, such that an individual, they conduct themselves and they live in a way that people can just look at them and then they know how to live their life in a quality manner. That's it. It has nothing to do with this crown thing. It doesn't have anything to do with this owning people and things like this or whatever. That's what it was. What it became, yeah, it's fucked up, but yeah.
A ruler is not a lord meant to be waited on, served, and catered to. A ruler is the one who sets the standard for people to be measured to.
Mm-hmm.
He is the servant, not the served. That is what I meant when I say white European terms, speaking about women as if they're property. I don't know why you get so confused about that, because that is quite literally what you just did. You even started this conversation out, again, comparing women and their value in society, or to you as I understand, based on a retail analogy. Objects in a store competing for value. For you, the consumer, not an equitable participant in a relationship, no, but the consumer browsing around.
So once again, being that a king just being the measure, what somebody else does has no impact whatsoever. If anything, if there's something that was communicated, like, hey, I see this as, disrespectful to me, like, you can take that one way or another, and they still do it, that has, a lot to do with, okay, what's going on? Like, are you in an effective relationship? Is what's missing there? That is a conversation that has to be had. But if you're going by that definition, not this Eurocentric understanding that most people have, going by that definition of being a measure, all you have to do to be quote unquote king is make sure that you're being the best possible person you could be. And as long as you're doing that, nobody can take it from you.
Uh-oh. But again, that's just the way we see it. That's just our approach.
That's the shit that work, because we get results.
We mad.
Because, oh boy, here it comes.
Hey, yo, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you on all that. But I know they got something to say.
All right, so, yes. Not just somebody. Oh yeah, there was something to be said. And we all knew it. Everybody standing in the silence say, woo. They've been talking shit for a good little minute. Here it comes. Where's it gonna come from? Because it always comes. But what they didn't expect was what's coming up next.
What they didn't expect was to learn who is Captain Flint.
I know
look, I had to
some of
put
these
that
women
on
out here
for that.
got something to say about that. Now, let me just add on to what he said and make one thing a little difference.
Oh, thank goodness. Mook's definitely going to try to add some clarity and make sense to this. Right? Why are you staring at me like that?
We'll see. Because it ain't always what you intend. It's what happens.
Damn it all, here I was thinking he was gonna wake on up and deliver some wisdom in the AM, and he's just nodding his head to go along with this crazy possessive rhetoric. Okay.
More importantly, describe what's happening on screen. Like right then.
Quartermaster, what would you say, how would you describe this gentleman's reaction? Because again, I told you guys what I said, and once again, reiterating, I did apologize earlier for how he received that information from me. Once again, just it being my opinion. But, Quartermaster, you're seeing what they're seeing. How would you... What would you say is hitting him at that moment? I want to hear it from you, and Chris, you too.
I'll take it back to early 2012 memories. You know, the video memes when they changed formats. I'll definitely say that bruv was shooketh.
Quartermaster says shooketh.
I would use the word stopped, because what's clearly apparent in that moment is that nothing that's being said after that is even getting into anywhere. It's just like, okay, I saw that. That's where I'm at. I seen red. I don't see anything else. Like that's what it's just like overcome. It's because it's just like a pause. It's like, hold up, patiently waiting. for the opportunity, because we don't overtalk Mook on his show. It's his show. Get his thought out. Okay, then share. And Nitty has been reprimanded for that, and so he knows. So he's chilling. But trust me, his mind is definitely stuck on that comment right there, right now, in that frame.
Said he came here in red to put on a show, brought the meme to life, because he had to know at that point in time, who is Captain Flint?
With me?
Hold on. Time out. Who the heck is Cap? Hold on. Time out.
Hold, don't do that. Hold on. With me?
No, Cap.
I don't
Who's
want.
Capo Flint?
Hold
Who's
on.
Captain Flint?
Hold on. I don't want my woman showing her shit to nobody. You cannot wear what you want unless you want to wear what we say is cool and respectful. All right? You know, I'm not going to say you got to be 3/4 at all times, but you got to be covered. I don't play that shit, period. Nah. And I do not, I'm talking about me, y'all, personally right now. I do not want my woman out there flirting. Even though you ain't giving it up. I still don't want you flirting. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because it gives that man an idea.
Using white Western terms. Who is Captain Flint? Because you clearly don't know me.
Yes, that is precisely what you've been doing, and I already explained how. And again, ahoy. I am Captain Flint.
Hold on, keep in mind too that none of the information that was stated in these comments was a problem until he read that one statement. Then everything else was up for grabs.
I don't even know who you're talking to.
Okay, let's see.
Like,
You. I was talking to you. Clearly, I referenced you and your hat and then told you to take off said hat because it wasn't very funny, the act that I thought you were putting on. I was like, oh man, come on. Tell me what you actually think. It was kind of a hard pill for me to swallow to realize that was actually your maneuvers on it. That's actually what you thought. But again, I do apologize for how you took my critique of your opinions.
The flip is saying, hold on.
yeah, see what they saying because they don't know
Captain
me.
Flint.
Like you I'll be pressing
alternative
button.
facts, bro.
You're done.
Excuse you? Sir, being called a clown doesn't warrant you threatening my life. Again, you are at least a decade or two my senior. What would drive you to suddenly threaten someone? You're the one with a live streamed internet talk show that you called in on to give your opinion, where other people jump up in line to give their opinion and give commentary on what's going on all the time. You guys just got on here and called women hoes. Why are you so thin-skinned about being called a clown to the point where it makes you immediately go into threatening my life?
Just to give context, we do not by any means condone, whether it be Mook in the Morning or any associated brands, we do not condone or support threatening anyone under any circumstances, especially from staff. So don't get that mixed up. It ain't fair play with that type of shit. No, that is definitely no.
Absolutely. So you gotta understand, a bit taken aback at this point, and my class was actually starting at the time. Otherwise, you would have gotten this response right then and there. You can believe that or you cannot. Much like people are free to believe that you then, well, proceed to say what you say next.
Uh-oh.
What's wrong with you?
Hold on. Hold on, Nitty. Everybody got their opinion, brother.
No. It's the opinion. This ain't opinion. He came at me. Called me a clown.
Let me see.
Said I'm weak. You can have your opinion.
I gotta see that.
I didn't say you were weak, Nitty. I said that those were very weak opinions. You see, you saw clown and then immediately started speed reading everything else. You started rage reading and you didn't take it in. You see, for somebody that was just expounding all this rhetoric, you didn't take the time to take in another perspective that wasn't people saying, yeah, or truth, or facts, or just spamming 100 emojis. Mate, if somebody going, yo, that's kind of clowny, and then offering you a different perspective, if me calling what you were saying alternative facts got you that upset, I want you to understand I was not the only person that said alternative facts in the chat. So I know it wasn't that upset you. The only thing that was different was that I said you were coming off like a clown, that you were being a clown.
And mind you, all right, so the whole time that the show is going on, I'm behind the scenes monitoring things. I'm in the comments as well and everything else. After that, I put a simple statement of, all right, y'all, let's keep it civil, so on and so forth. It was done. And it could have ended right there. And as staff, as, you know, people, we have certain responsibilities. And the hope, the intention was, A, the official account has taken care of that, has addressed that. It's cool. And that isn't what happened.
And honestly, I really wish that could have just been how it happened. Because again, a bit of a steep escalation.
I gotta read all that.
Yeah, you can have his opinion.
You know what?
Don't get hurt.
Matter of fact,
don't play yourself. You fucking with the wrong one. Let that be known. We on Mook in the morning.
Oh shit. Oh, hold on.
Hey man, I wouldn't shout out my show and then again threaten somebody. That's a bad look. I know now that is not what the show represents, nor did I assume that's what the show represents at the time. But just again, my opinion, I wouldn't shout out my show and then follow up with a secondary threat. That's like you're using your partner's brand as a shield for what you're trying to invoke on me.
All of which was duly noted.
Poorly done. And I wasn't privy to any conversation that anyone's had with you since about this. This is just from my perspective, sitting in my captain's chair from my deck with my crew. That's not how I would have handled that situation. And as you see, me being the opposite party, it is not how I handled that situation.
Yeah. There's one thing you learn from being in this game is when you see somebody on fire, when you see them burning, let them burn long enough for the firefighters to see it, so they know to spray the hose, spray the hose at. That's what you do. Because if you jump in there and you catch on fire too, and they come and they see two people on fire, it's only so much you could do.
And that's just it. Like, you walked up, you squared up, you started flinging out your flaming opinions left and right. You had hot takes. You were giving your hot takes live on the internet for anybody that was going to click on that link to see, for anybody that was going to watch the VOD afterwards to witness, listen to, download, edit, and critique as per fair use. And the word clown set you off like that?
You know what? You said something very important right there. All right, so look, people, we're in a pandemic and things are starting to shift in the terms of the way that people do things. You can't have the big concerts like you used to. People are finding new ways. to use technology and things like that, which means that some people are moving into formats and things of that nature that are unfamiliar territory. And so you have a generation that has pretty much grown up entirely, on the internet and kind of understands like the reach of, some of those platforms. And then you have a generation that grew up with radio and, those media formats that were more common at the time. And so when you're first starting out, sometimes it is not as apparent to everybody that what you're doing right now could very well be seen by millions, and then that's why we walk that fine line and have to be responsible, because it may seem small now, it may not seem like a big idea, big deal now, but yeah, like the way things are set up and the intention is that this is going to be something that's going to be much bigger, and of course people are going to want to see some of the old content as well. So that's where we're at.
Very well put.
Oh yeah, because ain't nobody about to fuck with my money.
Our money, shit.
Shit.
I mean, let's be real. We need our funds to keep the ship afloat. We're doing this for y'all, man.
No, I put it this way, ain't nobody about to fuck up Kalia money, because that's literally how I look at everything. I'm like, if some action that you take is going to end up taking food out of my child's mouth.
Bam.
Like forget what I would have did. let me get Southern on them real quick. Forget what I would have did. Now you taking food out my daughter's mouth, so it's about to be handled how it needs to be handled.
Gotta get me my love nest for me and my honey bunny, dude. I ain't got time to let my ducats get fucked with.
Yeah.
Nor do I have the time to allow such ashy opinions to go unlubricated.
Yeah. But fortunately, we worked on ourselves enough to where, it ain't the water outside the ship that sinks, it's the water that gets in. So if you fortify your ship first, then you can't nobody get you off your course, but.
And Lord knows a leak in space is a far worse deal than a leak at sea.
Boy.
It sucks.
Guts.
You might find yourself among us.
Boo.
Look, I'm planning on streaming stuff in the future. Don't you boo me. Anyway, let's wrap this up.
Captain Flint?
Yeah.
Okay. I said, okay, me, okay.
Somebody thought it was funny.
Seems that Mook doesn't disagree with anything I was saying.
Yeah, mind you, at this point, like, it doesn't seem like that big a deal, because we know Nitty, and then he's responded to all kinds of stuff, So it's like, so at this point, it isn't occurring as that big a deal. One person said something, Nitty reacted. Then the natural progression is usually we go back and you let Captain Flint speak his piece and so on and so forth. There were circumstances such that it couldn't, which I was letting people know behind the scenes, which is why I say you gotta let me do what I do. It was more like it was said, but it was kind of forgotten after the episode ended then. But then what is happening now on the plus side is that motherfuckers know who is Captain Flint.
Using white Western terms like kingdom, talking about women like they're objects.
I did say they equals
Pretty
dummy.
weak.
That's
Take
how
the
you
head
know.
off. You ain't
He's a dummy. He's a dummy.
You-
He didn't listen. He's a dummy.
Yo,
He's a dummy. He don't listen. He's a dummy.
And you, sir, are clearly very emotionally distressed at the moment.
hold on.
He's a dummy.
I don't
He's
know.
a dummy.
Hold on, Nitty. Listen.
I told you I'll be back on the 15th. Who is this
Nitty,
person, bro?
You Nitty, hold on. I think. I don't think this is a guy, a woman. Hold on. Yo, hold on, G. Hold on. Stay in the way.
No, I'm not a dummy. I can assure you of that. And I've spent this entire time just kind of going through everything that I said, why, and even tried to disprove and help you understand why a few things you said might be factually incorrect.
So he is only a dummy now because Nitty was a clown a few comments ago, and it could have ended with that.
I mean, if we're gonna go by quote unquote fair is fair, suppose as it occurred to him, you insulted him, and as it kind of occurs to the rest of us, he blatantly insulted you. So why is there more?
Yeah, because there's more.
Hold on, Nitty. Hold on, Nitty.
I
Listen.
told you I'll be back on the 15th. Who is this
Nitty,
person, bro?
Yeah, Nitty, hold on. I think this is a woman. Hold on. Yo, hold on, G. Hold on. Stay in the wings. I want Captain Flint to come on.
That's weird.
Now the conversation afterward was that, oh, I was like, I figured it was just Nitty said all these inflammatory statements. It's a woman that's about to respond to or whatever. That's all it was taking. There is an anime filter on the picture, so he thought he can't see anyway. He mentioned his trifocal lenses, and he said, "Oh, okay. Well, I thought this was a woman." That was as far as it was meant to be. But a couple other people, they did take that out of context to make it to seem like he was trying to insult her. But that's as far as it was.
But I realize it's not that. I'm like, how is he gonna know, right? Mm-hmm. But at the same time,
yeah, because he honestly didn't know. Everybody knows now, but at that moment, he honestly didn't know.
But that's interesting that he would assume that somebody that's offended by that would be a woman, regardless about my picture. And from what I understand, one little word justified threatening my life repeatedly, completely losing your composure, and then trying to use your brand as a defense. To do
using
so.
somebody else's brand.
Using somebody else's brand. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Then disclaimer, part of the same company. He's not a part of the show. That is me and Moo. Everything falls on us.
Which, come on, man, really?
Yeah, so it's not his show.
I'm gonna talk to you any kind of way because it's my friend's show. Really?
Say what they gotta say. I want to see who this person is.
Yeah, because they got it wrong. You said equal to an extent. No, I didn't, dummy. You don't listen. I broke it down and showed you how the grocery store gives a sale on this amount of products on half the store while they raise the price on the other store. So it's not equal over here, but overall it's equal. Dummy. Fucking listen. Dumb out of here, dummies.
Hey, yo, Nitty, stay in the wings. Stay in the wings. Don't go nowhere. I'm going.
You wanted to know who was Captain Flint, and now I bet you do. Congratulations, most viewed show y'all have had so far, by the way. I welcome Yar. Captain loves you. Anything you guys want to say before we go ahead and beam them on out of here and head on to the next target? I think we're well and lined up. Got the rust knocked off.
Well, the answer to the question, who is Captain Flint, and this is actually what everybody in the situation now understands, is that who Captain Flint is one of my best friends in the whole world, and to respect him is to respect me and vice versa. And now that everybody understands that, they know exactly who he is, and then they approach it just a little bit differently, not out of some fear or bravado type of thing, but because people, they're like, you know what, I do actually want to be able to respect somebody, but then I allow me not knowing this or not knowing that to keep me from being and doing what I'm supposed to do, and we're not allowing that to happen in the future. So yeah, and peace as always, y'all. Peace.
I know you miss hearing it. Drink your water, take your meds, be good to each other, and be good to yourselves. And there's no reason for discourse to be this level of uncivil. We can talk to each other. We can have an open dialogue. There's no reason for having all this name calling. Stop it. Stop it.
It's about producing understanding, y'all. That's what it's all about. At the end of the day, no matter how this universe was created on chaos, we talk about it all the time with the madness, but then what those same particles did is that they found and formed impenetrable bonds that have lasted since the beginning of the cosmos. So inevitably so, that's what we have to move toward.
All right, much love to you guys. We're going to be back with that same madness every week. Don't know what day because, I get it to you when I can. But I will get it to you. Captain loves you. Take care of yourselves. We out of this bitch. And take the hat off.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.